Okay, is it actually working now? Are we here? Are we live? Yes, yes. It's saying I'm live, but I'm not believing it. Hold on. Okay, cool. Okay, y'all are gonna have to forgive me. Today has been full of technical difficulties. OBS was just crashing nonstop. Um, things were not thinging the way that things should be thinging. So I am trying to make sure that everything's all good. Um, it's gonna look crazy for half a second, but just trust the process. Okay, cool. The intention was also to stream both on Twitch and YouTube, but since everything is giving me so many issues, I think we'll just do YouTube for now to be safe. Um, yeah, we'll just do YouTube for now to be safe. I think this is also partially my fault because I haven't streamed in so long that my brain just does not remember it. Um, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm well. Probably. One more thing. Okay, hi. Hi everyone. Happy New Year, happy Easter, happy Christmas, everything that I would have missed. Um, Welcome 2026. Very cool, very slay. Yay. Today what I wanted to do is to spend some time redesigning the Imart app. I would have done this already with the Olympus Theaters app. And this is something that I wanted to do with Imart Rewards the second that I downloaded it, because the instant that I opened the app, I was like, I hate this design. Like, I had no beef with like the actual UX for the most part because it's a very simple app. But the second I opened it, I was like, I do not like the way this looks. I don't like the way this feels. And it's a great thing that I don't have to use it very often. And I think that's just generally speaking not the type of feeling that you want somebody to have when they open your app. No offense, Imart, because they still did a couple of things really well in terms of like having it relatively simple, and having the layout relatively, sensible. But I just personally do not like the design, and there are certain things that are not WCAG compliant. There are certain things that are bad in terms of UX as well, but it is a rewards app, so it is very, very limited in how many ways it could go wrong. Um, but yeah, so today we'll be redesigning that and just going through the entire process from wireframe to full prototype, but I'm not doing any fancy transitions or anything like that because it is a Sunday and I will like to sleep eventually at some point. So give me 2.2 seconds and then we can get started. And I'm just realizing that I did that entire intro on the wrong screen. Wow, today is such a day. Give me 2.2 seconds, I'll go over that again. Okay, so let's try that again. Hello, Happy New Year, Happy 2026, Happy Christmas, Happy everything. Yes, today has been a mess, but we are here, we're alive, we're well, and we're doing this one more time. So, as mentioned, we're doing an iMart app redesign. Um, this was an app that when I first opened it, I immediately knew I wanted to redesign it because I just did not like the way it looked. I have never had any personal, that's a lie. I have had issues with it as well. In terms of like user flow and stuff like that, loading time is ridiculous. But right now, today we're focused on the look and feel of the application. And you never want your app to feel like, you know, you never want somebody to open your app and immediately feel like they don't want to be on your app. I feel like I may be exaggerating a bit, but it's just like a personal thing for me where there are certain things I don't like about it. There's some things that are not WCAG compliant. There are some things that just don't make sense in terms of like user flow. And I personally don't like them, so we'll try to change them. Of course, there are some things that they do well as well. But we'll go through what those are in half a second. So, As you can see on my screen, I have a little prototype thing. I'm gonna hide this UI so this doesn't make editing this video terrible for me later. I can't remember what the shortcut is, so we're gonna do that. Okay, cool. So I kind of took some screenshots of my own Imart app. Yeah, I kind of took some screenshots of my own Imart app and added them to Figma so that it's easy to have like a point of reference. But this is essentially what we're working with. We start with the splash screen, and then immediately we go to this page here. And I say immediately very loosely because the loading time for the app to actually open and load in your data is insane. Anyways, so this may look like it's my card key, but it's not my card key, so don't try to steal my data. That's the one thing that I've edited about this. I have overwritten the barcode and I have changed the card key. The only thing that's real is my point balance and my name. So yes, I do have $9.84 on my Imart card right now. But other than that, this is the Imart app. As I mentioned, it's not unusable and it can be used. I just do not like the design. I don't feel like it's consistent with their branding, and I feel like there's some things that could have been done better. In terms of the landing, having the standard opening screen be the card key is, you know, standard and it makes the most sense. So I think that was really well done. The loading time is really, really bad because every time I go to the counter, I have to be scrambling between opening the app like in advance so that I know that it's loading, getting my purse out, my wallet out, and then like it always just feels like a hassle. I don't know how to explain it other than it just feels like a hassle. So if they have a way, I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be going through that today, but if they have a way to speed that up, I feel like that would be great. Even if it's just like caching the card key or something like that locally, so that every time you open the app, you don't have to wait well, not 5 minutes, but you don't have to wait like a very long time for the car key to load. I think that would be a 10 out of 10. You can let the point balance load separately, you can let the other stuff load separately, but this, I think it's worth caching it because who is really going to be signing in and out of a rewards app on their phone? Like, usually you sign into it and then you leave it there. Anyways, that's just a mini rant about my personal feelings about this segment of it. So a couple of things I don't like about the design. First of all, the blue on the top bar is a bit too close to the logo. There's no real differentiation between the logo and the background. You can see the red parts, but the blue part is a little bit lost there. It does not feel like an Imart app because of this different shade of blue that you don't really see associated with Imart. If you look at their logo, there's kind of a close blue down at the bottom, but they also still don't really match. And even then, it's not like the primary Imart blue. So I think that's one of the places where they went wrong. Secondly, it feels a little unbalanced to look at. Um, in my brain, the card key, I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. We'll see as we go, but in my brain, it just feels a bit unbalanced to look at in terms of like the spacing between the point balance and these logos, and then the side of this, and then the size of this, and then the card key at the bottom. So we'll go through that as well. The next thing is down at the bottom. I'm not sure if you can see, but they have the current page or current screen highlighted in like a black, but the word itself is highlighted in white, which when you put it against this this very light gray, when you put it against this very light gray background, it just blends completely in. So you can kind of see the faint words here in the ones that are grayed out, but in the one that's supposed to be the most prominent, you cannot see what screen you're currently on, which to me doesn't make a lot of sense. The next thing is the shopping list. So I think this one is again mostly visual. Something as simple as not having these lining up is bothering me. The new list button is very small down at the bottom. It just feels like a lot of space, and it's not very on brand again, and not very like well padded or thought out, because this tiny space between the New Year's text and this side of the card is also not great. Um, then in order to create a new list, this bothered me so much. I was playing around with this app for about 5 to 10, 15 minutes before I joined the stream, and this bothered me a lot because you can create a new list. You type in the list name, and then you have to click save, and then in order to close it, you have to click accept. And I don't know why that bothers me so much, but it's like the unnecessary extra step between the action. Yeah, that's why it bothers me. The unnecessary extra step that you have to take in order to create the list. I feel like that is something that you just don't do. Like if I am typing in a new list name and I click on save, then why does it just not close that out once it's saved and just give me like a success message? There's no success messages, there's no indication that something has been saved. I think you have to refresh the page in order to see the new list that you just created. Yeah, it's not great. The same thing with the add item, same thing, add item and then accept, bothers me a lot. The New Year's page, sorry, not New Year's page, what am I on about? The shopping list, like the actual list once you click into it. It is very simple, fair. There's no immediate way to like close it. You have to just know intuitively to backspace on your phone or to tap outside of it. And why is this centered? I have never seen a list that has been centered in the middle of the screen, and it bothers me so bad. Not centered, what's this word? What's this word? Not centered horizontally, but centered vertically. And it just bothers me a lot because when you think of a list, you have the important stuff at the top, and then the more that you go down, the more like you can add to it. But this just it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry. I apologize. Then we have the share options thing. So we can send to the store or to another contact. Fine. I don't see any major issues with this. You get this when you click on this little button and then this pops up. I think that's fine. Again, it's more of a consistency thing where we want the UI to feel consistent. We want the colors to feel consistent, and we want the user to not feel like they're using 5 different apps all in one. Then again, a slightly different feel to the stores page. There's also a store missing, but I'll give them some grace on that since the store only recently opened. The one down at W Plaza, I think, is missing. But other than that, it's pretty standard. My only thing would be again in terms of the consistency between the app, and then you have the terms and conditions down here. We have the Sheraton Mall details page. So when you click on one of these, it shows the details. Fine. Again, just feels like a different application. Yeah, again. So we want to take away a lot of that discrepancy between feeling like you're using 5 different applications. The coupons page is a lot to look at. Usually there's this big empty space and they're never full. One. Two, the coupons are always expired, which fair, you might not update it very regularly, valid, but I have never come on here and see a coupon. It's actually active, and I don't know if that's a I don't know if that's a marketing thing. I don't know if it's like a just we slacking thing, but I have never seen an actual coupon that I could clip and go and use at the time I see it. You know what I mean? Anyways, besides the point. Um, the arrow, it feels unnecessary because you have the clip coupon button. It feels a lot. It feels like a lot. It feels like a lot. So we're gonna try to simplify that as well. And I think that is the end of the screens that I have in this list. There are a couple of other things. For example, there's the settings screen, which I am not doing simply because it shows a lot of my personal information, and while that would be great for you, it would not be great for me. But it does just have like a couple of slots with your name, email, stuff like that. So very simple, very cool. But we're gonna ignore that for now. Cool. So if I remember how to operate a computer, because I've been having so many difficulties today, we're gonna go over here to our, yeah, we're gonna go over here to our wireframe layout, and I've kind of kept some of the same screens just here so that we can do this as we go. What I'm going to do actually is come back on the full screen, and I want to keep this over here. Boo! That's bad, OBS. Why can't you let me full screen while doing that? Alright, fine. I'm gonna hide my taskbar real quick. Give me half a second. Okay, cool. Alright. I swear I know how to operate a computer. I promise you I do. Today has just been one of those days where every time you click something, it goes wrong. But just trust the process, you know? Alright, so we're going to start with the splash screen, which seems pretty self-explanatory, and if I quite honestly wanted to, I could just come over here and just do that. Hello! One more time for the people in the back. Right. I could just come over here and copy that in because it's a splash screen. It's just a logo. And for people who may not know what a splash screen is, it's literally just the first like loading screen that you see when you open an app. So in between the time that the app actually loads and gets all that information and stuff like that, this is what you'll typically see. And I think it's fine to just have the company logo. Fair. Okay. The next page we're going to take a look at is the actual coupon page. And I'm going to start really simple in terms of just doing the wireframe. So it's not going to look like a lot because we're not adding any colors or anything like that yet. But in design, it is kind of like a process of, well, I find personally, not everybody does the same thing, but I find personally that it is easier for me to think by layout and then by color and design, if that makes sense. So we lay out everything that we need and then we go into the actual like pretty stuff. So we're gonna start with this part, the home page, and what we're going to do, let me zoom in a bit more and just shift her ever so slightly this way. Cool. And then what we want to do is start laying out our layout. So I'm gonna start with the app bar, which is, I hope y'all can't hear like the 5 million vehicles that are choosing to drive by right now. Like they're always so loud for no reason. But anyways, I digress. So we're starting with the app bar, and I do have the logos saved somewhere, but let me get them off screen. Okay, you can't hear it, that's good. That's always my fear because they're so loud. Sometimes you would be up in the middle of the night and you just hear like somebody, that one car guy who's deciding to just like blast it at 12 o'clock in the morning. Like why? Anyways, I'm looking for the logo. Just trust my process. You guys can't see, but it's here. Okay, so for Imart, they have 2 versions of their logo that I have found. Well, 3 technically speaking, but they have 2 versions of their logo. All right, chill. Let me do that up here. Right, so Imart has 3 versions of their logo that I have personally found, and it would be this, and then this slightly more complex one. Typically speaking, for a navigation bar, you want to keep it as simple as possible. but I know a lot of people don't necessarily recognize this icon. I personally never knew about it until I downloaded this app, I think, because I'm just so accustomed to seeing like these two variations. So I'm thinking, I'm wondering which one I should use, because this is good for the simplicity. The Incredibles logo is crazy. I actually, wait, hold on. No, no, no. Maybe they were inspired, you know? But for all intents and purposes, we'll pretend like we don't see it. So yeah, I'm debating between these two, simply because this is just too much for the navigation bar. But I think one of the two of these would be good. Regardless, we're not adding it now, but that's just a little debate that I had. So what I'm going to do, I miss being full screen, but you know, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. Cool. So I'm gonna add a small circle to represent the logo. I think I have an auto layout on this right now, which might make my life slightly more difficult. So I'm going to remove that and then just fill in the circle with a bit of white. Make it a bit larger. Because the good thing about this app is that there's a lot of blank space, like a lot of blank space. Just because it's so simple. Which is typical with rewards apps. I don't have a whole lot of them, but I've seen like the More Miles one and then this one. Are there any more in Barbados that I'm missing? I'm unsure. Anyways, trust my process. So we have this. They also have the settings icon, which personally I think is a bit misleading. Simply because, as I mentioned, it's more of a profile, and I feel like it is a bit misleading. I'm not showing mine simply because of the information, but if you could picture, there's like a phone number, a name, email, city, zip code, date of birth, and then you can change that information, save it, or delete the account, which feels very profile-y to me, if that makes sense. So I think instead of the settings logo, I think we might go with profile, just because that feels a little bit more close to home and it feels less misguiding. I'm not sure how I feel about the name in the middle of the nav bar, simply because when you open the app, you do know that this is Imart Rewards because you press the app. My brain is working today, I promise. You press the app icon. So when you press the app icon, you know what app you're going into. And even if you don't, like when you see the logo, you know what app it is. So I'm not sure if I want to add the Imart Rewards thing, because it then does feel a bit repetitive when you have Tarika Rewards app, like, you know, same. So oopsie daisy. So I'm not sure I'm gonna add that to the nav bar. The next thing we're going to do is, I think we're gonna keep this layout of the points system basically the same, in terms of their socials, the coupon code, whatever. And then the card key down at the bottom. Something I'm debating doing as well is adding a kind of brightness a brightness in not indicator, but like a brightness button, so that when you tap on it, it just makes the screen go full brightness. Because a lot of the times I don't personally keep my screen very light. So I would go up to them and then I would try to scan it. And then I also have a privacy screen on my phone. So I would try to scan it and it wouldn't pick up the QR code because it's too dark and there's not enough contrast. So just having that button I think would help a lot. Um, Maybe somewhere here in the top right corner of the card, just so that it's like not out of, it's not invisible, but it's not too in your face, if that makes sense. What I'm gonna do is, so that I don't forget what I'm actually doing, is just get the sun. And we're not focusing too much on the aesthetics, but I do want to be able to see what it is I'm doing. This looks more sunny to me, and I want it to be filled. Does that look too close to the settings thing? Do y'all think that looks too close to the settings thing? Who came first, The Incredibles or the egg or Imart? LOL, I'm dying. Probably Incredibles. I actually don't know when Imart was established. But we're not sponsored, so we're not gonna go into their whole we're not gonna go into their whole spiel. But they should sponsor me, I think. Personally. I think it would be nice. You don't think so? I think that would be a great way to start the new year. Okay. So they have the whole name thing here, which is cool. But I'm thinking if this is a profile anyways, that we could probably just have like the person's name next to it. I may change my mind on this later as I see how things look, but let's just say, no, I'm not using my name. Username. Let's just pretend for half a second. How do profiles work? I forgot. Can y'all tell that my brain is still waking up? I'm still fully in vacation Christmas mode up here. Like there's nothing going on up here. Kind of looks like the settings gear. That's what I'm thinking too. It does kind of look like the settings gear. But is there a sunnier sun than the sun? You know what I mean? Maybe a light bulb, but then how clear is it, you know? Or one of these, perhaps. But then when it gets too small, the meaning kind of gets. Maybe? But is that super clear? Because my thought process is I would like it to be as evident as possible what this is. To me, this might just look like a random, just like a random thing. Or maybe this one. The sun icon. The sun. My only fear was that it looks like the settings, because if you look at this in the top right hand corner, it looks a bit setting. Oh, I'm blind. Okay, never mind. Carry on. Carry on smartly. Carry on. It's fine. Thank you. I fully did not see that. Fully did not see it. Anyways, I think we can keep the card key thing pretty much the same. And then just have this. Sorry, let me clear the screen. As a barcode, and then underneath the barcode would be your numbers. I don't know how many digits it is actually. Should I count? Should I be that true to detail? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're making this as accurate as possible. And I think the barcode itself might be a bit taller. Something like that. Okay. And then at the bottom of the screen, oops. At the bottom of the screen, they have the, whatchamacallit. There's a top bar and there's a bottom navigation bar. They have the bottom navigation bar. Cool. Lock in, Tarika, lock in. Wake up. It's fine. This is also partially me just trying to get my brain on so that when I have to work tomorrow, like, you know, I'm awake. Okay. So for their home icon, they have this medal, which is fair, I think. But I may also just change it to a house icon because familiarity is best when it comes to user interfaces. Y'all might have to help me again. Are we seeing a house? Is a house in the room with us? This is ugly, I'm sorry. Close enough. Close enough. Can't afford houses in this economy. Do not make me cry on a Sunday. Do not, I fear. We're supposed to be having a light-hearted, very jolly time. It's the new year, it's a new season, or something.
Welcome home, Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful. Discovery's 4 computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Can you also hear the music? Did it stop? Or am I tripping? Oh, I'm tripping. Carry on. Okay, so they have a gift. I don't know. Do these icons make sense to you? The store icon makes sense to me. The list icon makes sense to me. I guess a coupon is a gift, but I feel like there has to be, you know, like actual coupon icons. What's this? 30, 30, 30. This is... I also don't... Is that silly to say? I don't know if I love the idea of having the names, but I guess it is also standard. Because like on a phone UI in my brain, it should be simple enough. You should have few enough pages and descriptive enough icons that I can guess like what each one is, but we can leave it. I think it's fine. Better safe than sorry. What is this? An article? I think we said this was 30. I don't like the my list thing because it implies like there's a singular list, whereas you can have several lists and it is a shopping lists thing. So if you're gonna say my lists, 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 it should be plural, like lists. Um, hello. Did I just discover a shortcut? I don't know what I just pressed. Lists or my list. I like the my, but yeah. And then last but not least, stores. I might need to look for something different. Let me see. Store. The plus icon is not great. I don't mind this. I don't like the 24 because that implies there's 24 stores. But I also don't know if anybody's looking at it hard enough to get that impression. Yeah. I'm slowly veering off camera. My bad. Hi, I'm here. I'm present. Present and accounted for. Okay. So, at a very basic level, this is our home page. I don't know how many pages we're gonna get through today. Because looking at this is quite a bit. But my hope is just that the app is simple enough that it's fine. So I'm now gonna close this. And I'm gonna add an auto layout. I keep forgetting the shortcut for this. Alt Shift A. Should I? No, I lied. I'm going to add a frame and then add an auto layout. Control Alt G. One day I will learn all of Figma's things. Today is not the day. Am I tripping? Oh, never mind. I know what's happening. Okay. So Google Icons does this really stupid thing sometimes. Sorry, the material plugin on Figma does this really silly thing sometimes where even if you're on a page, it doesn't go on the page. So I can actually probably pull these down and still see them. I can't see them because it's dark, but trust my process. So then I need to actually paste them back on the page itself so that I can properly frame them. And then suddenly it magically works. Okay, and then we're gonna do maybe like, that's not what I meant to do. Hold on, we're going to add some space between these things, I think. Yeah, because they all have different ones, so maybe like a 5 for each of them. or something, and then just tidy them up. I should learn all of Figma's shortcuts. I really should. Okay. So hyposynergetically, this is a very basic layout for our homepage. I think most of these pages are gonna look pretty much the same in terms of like the wireframe layout, because I don't particularly mind the layout too much. Um, it's literally mostly just the design. And then some very small nitpicky things that I have about the layout itself. So we'll change this because I like their little hi user thing. And then we're going to move this over here. And I'm not sure if we're gonna add the Imart Rewards label thing, but we're gonna trust the process. I'm gonna say balance because I don't think the point thing is completely necessary, and I think it's better to just keep it as simple as possible. Well, okay. See, this is where I'm unsure because you have a certain amount of points, and if you divide them by a hun if you divide them by 100, like every 100 points is $1. Yes, every 100 points is $1. So I'm not sure if it makes sense to have the point balance and then the monetary value, or if it just makes sense to have like the monetary value. Because it is a bit repetitive. Because like you see it and it's like 984 and 984, like, you know? What do you think? Do you think it's necessary to have the points and then big number make people smile? You know what? Fair. Valid. One of these days, I think I had it in the thousands once. I think there was a time that I had like $16 on this app. And I was like, yay. But I was also like, how much money did I spend to earn the $16, you know? Capitalism. Big numbers do make people smile, but I'm not fully sold. I am not fully sold. These don't look like they're balanced, but they are. Supposedly. Anyways, maybe center, perhaps. They're not balanced. Okay, no. Okay, no, they are. Right. Or something. So yeah, there's that. And then in terms of the layout thing, I'm not sure this button is necessary. What does this button do? This center button right here. I just realized what this button does, and I did not realize that that's what this button does. Because in my brain, I was like, okay, but we're already at the QR code thingy. QR code. We're already at the barcode. So why is there another barcode thing here? Apparently, what this does, and I'm inferring here because I'm not within the range of a store, but it seems like based on your location inside of the store, it allows you to scan a particular item to see the price, maybe, or to add it to your list, perhaps. It's not entirely clear, but I don't know if I like I don't know if I like this here because I personally would not have known that unless yeah, you see, like it is really unclear because it looks like, oh, this is what's currently selected. You can also select these other options, but it is quite literally just a scanner. Which in that case, maybe put that on the. It depends on what it does. Is this where I go to Imart real quick? There's so bad. Um, okay, I also have a little issue. I think I'm currently seeing somebody else's list. As in, I don't currently have, I deleted all of the lists, but if I go to my shopping list, I don't even know if y'all can see that. Wait, hold on. Let me do some movie magic here. Let me unlock this. Wait, I don't want to unlock this. Let me duplicate this. And then unlock it. And then move it. Okay. I am not sure how much of this you can see. But suddenly I have like 5 million lists, which I do not have and have never had. And they are fully populated, so you can't even say, and some of them are checked off. So you can't even say that this is like, oh, like I accidentally typed into it. This is just somebody else's list. Because they have some stuff checked off already. And I personally have not bought almond milk from, I have never bought almond milk. Oh, I'm glitching. I've never bought almond milk from an Imart in my life. Or a first aid kit. So that's cool. That's great. 10 out of 10 live glitch. We love to see it. I guess. There's like so many lists in here suddenly. Can I get their points? No, it's still currently showing my points and what looks like my card key, but it's just showing their shopping list. Also, another unrelated thing is the fact that like the list is only, sorry, the list is only half the page. There's so much unused space, but when I scroll, like, why is this just blank? You know what I mean? Anyways, love to see it, I guess. I don't know if I agree with it being on the homepage. I don't agree with the way that this is done. Let me put myself back small. Hold on. Cool. I agree with the scanner being on the homepage. I just don't agree with the way that it's done. I think maybe if we had, there's so much space that you might as well. I think maybe if we had like a button saying like scan items or something like that, or scan to something, but that's not working. So we're gonna keep the social somewhere. But I think the socials are slightly less important. No offense, Imart. Slightly less important than whatever scanning functionality thing this is. So I think we'll put this scan button here. Scan items. And then whatever, I don't know what the aim of the scan is, but whatever the aim of the scan is, I think we should have like a small description saying like, hello? Right, I think we should have a small description saying like scan an item to add it to your list. or something like that, just to see, or scan to check the price. Just something like that. And then we move the card key up, keep that there, and then have the socials at the bottom. I think is reasonable. Maybe scan to check a price, or scan to check prices. Scan to check prices. Something like that. And maybe I might left align it, although it looks a bit odd if everything else is centered and that's left aligned. But my thought process was to then add a small, like a small icon here to actually indicate what it is you're doing. And then make this like slightly smaller than the original text. Does this make sense? Are we on the same page? Like, just so that it's a bit more clear exactly what it is that you're doing. Okay, so before we spend the next 10 years on the same page, I am going to move on to the second one. I think I'm going to do... I'm gonna finish all of these. Not today, but I'm gonna finish all of these pages. But I think for today we can do... Let's see what we have. We have... I want to do the coupon page. I feel like that would be very cute to do. I think we can do these three: the home, coupon, and shopping list page. Sounds fair? I feel like that sounds fair. And then everything else we can deal with another day, another time, another life. Anyways. So... homepage basically done in terms of layout. The shopping list page is the next thing that we're gonna work on. And this starts... Hello? It's like it shows it shows the UI when I don't want it to, and then when I do want it to, it just doesn't. Okay. So card key, shopping list. So a lot of these things are going to stay the same. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually create a little auto layout frame here, and then frame that in here, and then create a component. And that allows me to just paste this in over here, and any changes that I make over here are made over here as well. I currently have this done like this, but I think I'm gonna do it like this, just so that it's a bit easier. Okay, I still have it done like that. Okay. Cool. So we're gonna move on to the shopping list page, where we're going to essentially copy over the same bar as well. Hello, get it together. Add an auto layout to this. Add an auto layout to this. And then add an auto layout here. Copy it over and paste it over here. And essentially we could do that for all the... I did not make a component for that. Hold on, my bad. So components typically make your life a lot easier, because instead of applying all of these changes across all of these pages, if I update one thing, then I will be able to like push it. If I update the main component, then I'm able to like push those changes to other components in the same file. Well, I think it goes across files actually, but you're able to push those changes across components So it makes like the repetitive work of having to update several things in several places 10 times easier. Hello. There we go. Right. So basic setup for all of the pages is done. Cool. Again, may not do all of the pages today just because if I want to do a full high fidelity design and still maintain my sanity and still get to sleep, I'll probably do the 3 pages: home, coupon, shopping, lists. The stores is less important and the other things in between possible. So the shopping list page, I am going to I don't like the way that they have shopping list, your shopping list, and then a description. I think we keep this same consistent app bar across all of the screens, and then we change the name of the page here. So for here, I don't really think it needs anything because it's like the home page, like it's fine. But I think for this page, we can just have like my shopping list. Or just shopping lists, because mine might make it longer. Something like that. Make it slightly larger and then align it to the left. So we have my shopping list, or shopping list. And then we're gonna take this, put this here, and then we're gonna actually create the list of our shopping list. I don't think anybody, I was about to say, I don't think anybody has enough lists that are searchable, but considering whoever's list I can currently see has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lists. Wow. So should we make them searchable? Is that necessary? I don't think you're gonna have that many shopping lists that searchability is necessary, but it's like always a nice to have. So I'll think about it, but we'll have our different lists like this. And things. In terms of the list themselves, they have, oh, I refreshed. They're gone. The momentary glitch is over. I can no longer see whoever's shopping list anymore. Womp womp. Anyways, as I was saying, let me create a new list so that I can see what it's like. Oh no, I'm lying. It's right here on the screen in front of me. So as you can see from this list, they have the name of the list, the date for the list, a button to add, a button to check the items in the list, a share, and a delete. I'm thinking it's fine. I'm thinking we can leave it relatively the same. For sure we're gonna have the name. So let's say list name or whatever, and or let's make it something realistic. So January needs, or January something like that. I don't know. January needs. Let's make it a bit smaller. And then we can add the date as well. I'm thinking instead of having this squeezed to the left and then these buttons to the right, maybe we can do this to the left, a date to the right, and then the options at the bottom. Is that, I'm not sure if that's ridiculous or not. There's an app that I use called Listonic.
Discovery Houston, press to ATO.
The default behavior is when you tap on a list, you can see the list details, and then they have like a little, where is it? Can you even see that? A little options, 3-dot options thing at the bottom, sorry, at the right hand side, where you can then share, copy, or delete, or rename. So I think that might be a good thing to do, to just keep it as simple as possible so the user isn't overwhelmed with all these options. So let's say the date is use that same date, make this a bit smaller. 15 feels odd. Something like that. And then I'll delete these just so that we can, you know, focus in on just having one of these and see how this looks, and then we can repeat them. So we add a bit more padding to this because I don't like this padding on this left hand side. And then I'm thinking maybe we have like an add, like a quick, like so that you can add something to the list quickly, and then the edit. Because how often are you going to be deleting? How often are you going to be deleting the list? And if you are, if you're walking around a supermarket, this is my thought process. If you're walking around a supermarket, you have your phone in your hand. I don't want to be able to accidentally delete a list as I'm currently balancing my milk and my cereal and my eggs all in my hand because I'm too stubborn to get a cart. So I don't want the delete button to be so readily available that while I'm also balancing my Imart Rewards app in my left hand, I accidentally brush it when I go to grab the milk that was about to fall on the floor. Does that make sense? Okay, so I think we can hide the delete button, maybe keep the, I don't know, I'm thinking about it. I think we can hide the delete button behind like an options thing. The options would be to delete or share. Tapping on the list itself will default open the list, and then adding to the list can be done from there as well. Maybe. We'll see. So let's see. Materials, let's add the options. What do you call it? The 3 dots. Option, menu, more vert. So that would allow us to share or delete. Then we can also add the add button. But I'm not sure how I feel about that either. Anyways, so the add button, we tap it by default, and then we have the share or delete. So we have quick add. I think that's fine. I think it's a little bit better. So yeah, we can frame the two of these, frame the two of these. Are they the same height? No. 30 is a lot. 25 is too little. 30 is not a lot. 35 is a lot. Maybe 32. Okay, and then we frame the two of these. And then we can frame this inside of Okay, so Google, this plugin has duped me again. So I need to put both of them on the same page and then put them in the frame. Right. And then for the frame itself, we can add auto layout. And then we can frame the frames. And frame the frames in the frames. So everything is like cool. Should have made a component, but we will cross that bridge when we get to it. Because I still need to go over this in the actual, what do you call it? In the actual high fidelity design. Are you a graphic designer? Many things. I have designed graphics before. I'm currently a software engineer. I spent a lot of time doing UI UX design, which is why I'm currently doing this. But yes, I did have like an art and graphic design company for about 8 years prior to my tech career. Fun fact. Okay. So we have these 4 things here. That's our shopping list. And the next thing we're going to look at is creating a new list. So I don't like the fact that this button is down at the bottom. I do understand it to some extent because when you're holding a phone, like you need to be mindful of what people can reach and what they can't reach. So the new list button being at the bottom makes it very easy because when you're holding your phone, like your thumb is already down here. I think there's a chart that actually shows this really well, which shows like the accessible region for both your left and your right hand, for my lefty users out there. But yeah, having new buttons at the bottom is typically good. I just don't like the fact that this is so small, because it is so, I guess, like missable, if that makes sense. So what I'm gonna do is take this, put this over here, and then make it actually take up the full length of the bottom of the screen. And make sure that it lines up with the rest of these. We're gonna put this here and we're gonna change the font to white because most likely this button is going to be colored or darker. So we're gonna say add or new lists or create new lists. I like having action words at the start of my buttons because it makes you more in the mindset of like, okay, this is an action that I'm taking, if that makes sense, rather than just like new list. It's like create a new list. I don't know if that makes sense. My brain just works that way. So that's our shopping list thing. You can have a description, but I feel like shopping lists are pretty self-explanatory, so I think it's also good sometimes to have a bit of faith in your users. Um, because it's just extra text and it's like I just want to open the app, do what I need to do, and then get out. Like I'm not gonna read that anyways. Most people in the 21st century are not gonna read that little snippet. They're just gonna click around the app until they find what works. So understanding people is a very, very important part when you're designing these applications. Cool. So we have our shopping list page. And I lied because I said I was only going to do 3 of these, but I am going to do this page as well, the new shopping list page, just because this bothers me so much that I feel like I need to redesign it. Because why do we have an add item button and then an add set button separately? I think personally that we should have the I think personally that we should have the overlay on the screen. Fair. and then have that little pop-up, but I don't think that the only way that you should be able to close this pop-up is through pressing accept. It just does not sit right in my brain. Let's do 25. And then we can copy this. We can copy this, paste it here, and make our little overlay. Bring it to the front. Why is it not at the front? Bring to front. No? Are these not on the page? I don't think these are on the page. Okay, I'm gonna store my little overlay over here and then send these to the back. Okay. Then get my little overlay. Oops. And paste it in. I feel like my brain isn't working right now. Because why is this hiding from me? Okay. Cool. Not cool. There's the overlay, there's create new list. Where is this rectangle? And yes, I'm doing a very bad thing right now of not labeling all of my layers, but I feel like for the purposes of this stream and not being painstakingly long, y'all are just gonna have to bear with me, like. But you should always name your layers, kids. Okay. I think I see part of my issue. Maybe. So, okay. So these are somehow in the same frame. So when I'm moving this one, it's moving that one. So I'm gonna remove that. Put it here. Tidy these up. Not tidy those up. What is going on? Y'all seeing this too, right? Like, it's not just me. Alright, this is where we just start from scratch. Give me a second. Give me un momento, s'il vous plaît. I know that was 2 different languages. Trust my process. I'm doing my best. I feel like the later at night it gets, the more delusional I start to get. Cool. Are we good? Are we cool now? We're cool now. Okay, we're good. It was so bad I actually forgot what we were doing. We were creating the ad. The ad item or the ad list? New shopping list. Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me restart this. Fine. Create new list. Okay, we're back. We are back on track. Let's go. So create this overlay. Add this text. I'm gonna delete these other things behind here because they're just gonna make my life difficult for no reason. And you're not gonna see them anyways. So I'm gonna delete these 3 and leave that one at the top so that you can see at least something. then I'm gonna add this popover so that we can see it here. Okay, cool. One more time, perhaps. Change this to white, and then create new list. Create a new list. We're gonna leave that there, put it in the center, put this up here, and then allow the person to have their list name entered. So over here, delete this. I promise this is not going to take too long, I believe. Okay. Hello, do you have actual products that are live? That's a great question. I am currently developing an application called Resource. Um, it is in closed testing, but I have one more day before I can apply for production. That is the first Google Play app that I will be releasing, but I do have actual websites that are live in terms of company websites that I would have built. My company, Tessera Studios, like we have that live as well. Quick little promo. I feel like it's fine for a quick little promo. So this is the website. Very cool, very slay, very casual, you know. Um, but yeah, I have worked on a couple of things that have shipped. For me, it's mainly been that website. But in terms of places that I've worked, there are a couple of things that I have touched that have reached people. So yes, I do have a couple of actual products that are live. Um, Under the Technicality brand, no, not yet, but soon. And down here, we're gonna add our save button. And then something that's very important that I feel like should have been here, instead of having this accept button, which again is misleading because if I don't type in anything, what am I accepting? If I already saved something, what am I accepting? It is very misleading. So something that I think would make a lot more sense is the typical X or close button that you would see in the top right hand corner of most applications. If they have these little popovers, you can close it out like that. Some might have like a close button at the bottom, but I think for this flow, it makes more sense to either have like a save, like you confirm that you're saving the list, or you just close it out like you're no longer trying to save a list. And thank you. Yes, it is really cool. I'm starting it with my partner and we're trying our best. We're doing really cool things, you know. I'm very, very excited about it. We're trying to work on a couple of internal projects to, you know, build up some momentum and have our own internal stuff, as well as reaching out to clients to see if we can start, you know, taking over the world. But yeah, it's been great. It's been cool. I think it's really fun when you finally get out of school and you can start to work on things that are, you know, going to go live and going to see the real world and have a real effect on people. That's something that I've always been big on, is like creating impact no matter where I am or what I'm doing. Like, let me have a positive influence in somebody's life in some way. And that's why I started releasing Resource to like the public, because originally it was something that I only built for me, but then I saw that other people actually liked it and were interested in it. So I decided, let me go through the headache of trying to release through Google Play, which is not easy because they have like 5 million hoops for you to jump through. But let me go through the headache because like that's something that I'm interested in, is helping people and making other people's lives a little bit easier. So it's very cool to be out of school and be able to start working on some of those things, you know? Okay, so we have the home shopping list, new shopping list, and the last thing I'm going to work on for today is the coupons page. So this is the very last one here, and the reason why I chose this as one of the few ones that we're going to work on is because it is so cluttered, and I think it could be done a lot um cleaner, if that makes sense. I do like the idea of having the logo on it. That's fair. I think having coupon is fine, but the way that everything is laid out, this arrow is unnecessary. The expiration date is tiny and also always past the current date, but sorry, always before the current date, but anyways, yeah, and then this disclaimer is not really necessary in my humble opinion, because if I'm on the coupons page, I'm going to assume that that's what I'm looking at. So why are you telling me again? Like, clip coupons and enjoy exclusive discounts. Like, I think it's good to have a bit of faith in your users. So I am going to change this up a bit in the sense that we're going to have this title. They have available coupons and clipped coupons, which basically when you press the clip button, it just like moves all of them over to that other tab. I think it's fine for all intents and purposes. It does what it's supposed to do. And it shows you what you currently have clipped. So I think I'll leave it in the same kind of tabbed format. So you can quickly see what is clipped versus what is not. So we'll have this background bar for the tabs. Okay, yes. So I'll go over what I'm doing one more time. So this is a rewards app that we have for Imart, which is here in Barbados. It's like a convenience store. I'm not sure if you're Bajan, so I'm just saying that just to be safe. But it is a convenience store that we have here in Barbados. You can see a couple of these stores around the island. And essentially they have this rewards app where you can scan this when you go up to the cash register, and they give you points, and then you can spend those points as you go. I'm currently redesigning this app just because I don't particularly love the feel of it. It doesn't really match Imart's branding, and I don't really like certain small like UX and UI aspects about it. So for example, something I would have pointed out a bit earlier is down here on this bottom navigation bar, they have like the current highlighted page has the text in white, which obviously you can't really see that against this very light background. So small things like that I'm going over. And yes, I will be doing it high fidelity because I want to show like the full, oh, my mouse is dying. I want to show the full concept of what it will look like with the Imart colors and branding, and everything looking a bit more unified. So yeah, that was a very long-winded way of saying yes, we will be doing high fidelity. Let's see. I think, is this in the center? It is now. We're just gonna guesstimate for that right now. Not a good practice, but we're just gonna guesstimate for it right now. You guys can pretend like there's actual like measurements and stuff going on. Oh, okay. Never mind. I now see where half is. We are now there. Okay, cool. Absolutely riveting content. So back to the page that I'm currently on is the coupons page. So we want the available and we want the clipped. Oh, no. somewhere thereabouts should be fine. And clipped coupons. I think this is fine just because of the simplicity of the app. Um, Sometimes there's no need to make things more complicated than they already are, you know? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we have the available coupons and the clip coupons, and then they have like the three number. I don't particularly love how it floats in the top like left hand corner. So what I would personally do instead is have a small like circle here next to it, you know? So if we have and to be honest, I don't think this ever goes in double digits because delete the they do delete the old, what do you call it? They do delete the old coupons frequently. But then the new ones that come out always seem to be expired. That's just my personal conspiracy theory, but I digress. I'm not using auto layout right now because to me sometimes it's a bit more headache than it's worth for certain things. So I sometimes like I'm using it in certain places. Like for example here, like, but if I feel like it's gonna give me more stress than help me in the current moment, then I just leave it out altogether. And then kind of add it in afterwards, if that makes sense. Just because sometimes I feel like it's finicky to work with. To be honest, I am not like a Figma pro. I'm good with Figma, I can make things work, but I still need to do like a full actual um whatchamacallit, you know? You see, and then like even now, it could be just like a skill issue, but if I have two things lined up on top of each other and then I add the auto layout after, the assumption is that I just want them to be on top of each other. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? You can tell me if there's like an easier way to do that, like that. Because that's something that I always wanted to do. There's two things that I need to get better at in Figma. A is the shortcuts, and B is actually using like the layouts. And I saw they dropped like a grid thing as well. So those are two things that I need to get a lot better at. 2026 goals, perhaps. Let's say 0. Okay, so we have 3 available coupons, 0 clipped coupons, fine. And then to design the actual coupons themselves, we're gonna go down here. And a lot of this stuff is gonna end up getting removed because I just simply don't like it. So the entire border thing is fine, but I don't know if y'all can see this from here. I think I might have to go back to the actual design. Right. We have a rounded border, but then we have a square coupon. And it's just like tiny things like this. They don't seem that noticeable, but when you combine all of these different issues, I guess, or like UI flaws, then you kind of start to. I'm sinking below the camera. Hi, I'm here. Right. So when you see all of these different things combined, it starts to like have a different effect. To like if everything is nice and clean, you start to notice it a bit more. Or maybe that's just me being nitpicky. You could use ignore auto layout whenever you want to stat items. Okay, that's fair. Um, how do I how do I do that? How do I do that? Teach me something, please. I may be blind. Alright, yeah, you're gonna have to point that out for me, please. Please and thanks. So we can learn something new today. Okay, so we have this general outline for the coupon. I think that's fine. I'll make it a little bit taller. Just because theirs are pretty tall, but I think this should be fine, proportionately speaking, especially if we remove this unnecessary arrow. I'm going to assume that they want to have images on the right hand side of the coupon. There's never anything there. I have never seen anything there, but I'm going to assume that they want product images on that side of the coupon. And we're going to actually add like a default for if the image is not available so that it doesn't just look like a random piece of screen has been left out. I like the idea of having product images on the left. I don't know why, it just fits my brain better. So we're gonna do that, and then we're going to make this white and add a button. Add a button for clipping. I guess if I'm thinking about this from like a user perspective, the reason why they may have done this on the right hand side is for right hand users to be able to very easily click, again, the same thumb thing that I was talking about, like when your thumb is just like falling naturally on this side of the screen. But I don't know, sometimes you need to stretch. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Maybe I will leave it on this side now that I've pointed that out, just to make life a bit simpler. Okay, and then of course we'll have the Imart logo somewhere in the corner. I think it is more necessary because we're already in the Imart app, so we already know we're in the Imart app, to have this discount thing a little higher up rather than having like the Imart logo right there. I think having like discount coupon would be nice. And then immediately name whatever. I'm trying to figure out, like, they keep saying Imart Pharmacy, but they all say Imart Pharmacy because they're all in the Imart Pharmacy convenience store. So I'm trying to figure out if this is, I guess it's just to let you know where you're getting the discount at, but you also have the Imart logo, so I'm not entirely sure. But let's just do product name. So I'll use some of the same information just so that we have like a realistic feel. So oily gel and polish. I don't like that one. Save on all Miel products. Okay. And we're gonna left align that probably. Should I make it a little smaller? Is that... I think it's mostly fine. Something like this, maybe. And then actually have this part, like how much you're getting off, really big. So $2 off. That's not the... Oh yeah, that is the right one. So $2 off. Maybe like this. And then maybe just the Imart logo down here. I might make this slightly bigger just cause, and then reduce the image space a bit. I need everything to feel like it lines up sensibly. So all of these should be left aligned. And then this should be fine. This should be fine. I think. And then we can have the actual logo down here. Or something. Something about this still feels misaligned to me. Like, it should be aligned at the edge of the box, I guess. Perhaps. Okay. Maybe? We can make the image a bit smaller because this space feels kind of off. The Imart logo will be here, and then we can make this a bit smaller so the entire coupon is slightly shorter. So we'll have this be an image, and we'll say, like, if it's not there, like image not available or something, to at least make it seem a bit better. And if you even want extra branding, you could either add like the logo here, or something I would do personally is not where was a image like image. I want this but without the plus sign. If anybody sees it before me, help. Because we've established today that, oh, yep, Tarika is partially blind, it seems. So we're gonna do this, we're gonna move this down, we're gonna align everything in the center, and make this slightly smaller because I don't think it needs to be yelling at us. Not that small. People still need to be able to see it. Something like this, I think, should be fine. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I might add a little bit more padding, just like on the top. And I think that should be fine. And then now I'm gonna add my layouts, because I don't know, it's, to me it just feels easier to do it this way. That's my biggest pet peeve for this plugin. I love it, don't get me wrong, I love this plugin with all my heart, but there's so many times that I think the icon is on the page and then it just isn't, and then I spend 5 million years trying to figure out, why am I not being able to frame this? And then I realize why I can't frame it. Do I like that centered? I'm not sure. I'm starting to think mayhaps I do. I don't like that, that's for sure. Okay, and then another thing I wanted to do is add a bit of text here, so that should say clip coupon. No. Center. See, it's like sometimes I know how to stack properly and then sometimes I don't. Help. Is it because I didn't have it perfectly aligned on it? Where did my Figma expert go? Help. Okay, it's fine. We did it. Woman in STEM. Um, this I think should be mostly fine. So the next thing I'm gonna do is actually, is this auto? Right. So the next thing I'm gonna do is create a component from this, and then I'm gonna copy it down and add sufficient space between them so that we can actually see the separation. And then here, I'm going to tidy it up, and that is our coupons page. So why you appear now after I already done struggle to talk about I'm getting there? Like, where were you when the world needed you most? Huh? Okay. Anyways, moving on smartly. So we have these 4 pages, and for today, that's all we're gonna do. I'm going to move these other things down because I do want to finish this as a kind of portfolio not portfolio project, but kind of a case study. So these pages are just not gonna be done today. And we're all going to have to live with it. It's gonna be okay, you know? Sometimes pages aren't done, and sometimes that's okay. So, to recap, we have our wireframe, mostly. We have our homepage, very cool, very, very cool. We have our shopping list page. We have our create a new list page, well, pop over, and then we have our coupons page. Again, most of it is pretty much similar, but there's very slight differences that I think make it a bit cooler. I don't know. Y'all will see the vision. It's not okay. Imart should not say that. It's not okay. It's okay for me to say that because I currently have what, 3 viewers, and I'm not releasing this to the public. But I feel like for somebody that has how many storefronts? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 storefronts. Oh look, they do have W Plaza. My bad. I gave them a headache for that earlier. My bad. But for somebody who has, how many did they just count? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. For somebody that has 9 storefronts and is releasing this to the public, like, I don't know. I feel like it's not okay to say that's okay, you know? Anyways. Let me see if I can rediscover the same like my list bug and see any lists that don't belong to me. Okay, I'm not seeing any currently. One of these days I'm going to get an Imart coupon that has not been expired though. I think that's my life's mission. Anyways, we're gonna copy this, and this is gonna be our high fidelity mock-up. What time is it currently? How fast do you think we can do this? It's currently 6 o'clock. How fast can we do this? Speed run. Okay, so are my lights on? My lights are on. Okay. So home. We have our balance, we have the item scanner, we have the key card, whatever, whatever. Let's start with our navigation bar. I think because these are currently all copied that I'm gonna have a problem with this. So I'm gonna detach this instance and I'm going to delete the 3 of these. My bad. We're gonna have a time, aren't we? I haven't labeled anything either. And don't come for me. I fear we don't have the budget. We don't have the capacity. 40 minutes? Can we do that in 40 minutes? Is somebody gonna start a time? Wait, hold on. Don't start the timer yet. I'll start the timer. It's fine. We can aim for 40 minutes. I don't know if we will get to 40 minutes, but we can aim to complete this in 40 minutes. But I'm gonna start the timer on my own terms because right now I'm struggling a bit. Okay. Alright. How does one start a timer? Does Figma have a built-in timer? I know their thingamabobby does, but I don't think this does. FigJam has a timer. This does not. How does one timer? Is there an OBS overlay? Come on, expert people. Or should I just like add it? What do you call it? Is it? Ah, yes. Should I do a time? Yes, I'll do a timer. We said 40 minutes. And we'll name this Design Speed Run. But I'm gonna have to lock in, like actually. Alright, we're up. We're up. We're present. We're accounted for. I want this to be in a slightly less conspicuous corner. Is this fine? I think this is fine. Alright. Ready? Let's do this. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna want to do is change this to a different color. I think we should use the Imart colors. So I'm going to get the logo for reference, which is over here. I have two different versions of the logo that I think are applicable for use inside the actual app. And then I am going to take this. My brain has forgotten how to create variables. It's fine. It's so good. Here. No, not there. Yep, we're cooked. Okay, found it. Right. Create a color, and then we're going to select this color from the logo, and we're gonna call this primary blue. And then we're gonna select this one, and we're gonna call this primary red. Very creative. Why you put a timer on me? Now I can feel pressured. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we have our variables, primary blue, primary red. Cool. I don't know if I need to add a white, but I think I will add a white just cause it is one of their colors. And then there's also in this other variation of the logo, this one here, there's also the green for some reason. And then there's the blue, but you don't really see them a lot for Imart. I think we'll just take them anyways to use as accent colors. So accent green and accent blue. Alright, cool. Colors achieved. Colored. Okay. See why we love components? Yeah, boy. Okay. Sorry, let me stop fangirling. I'm actually do what I'm supposed to do. Cool. So the next thing we're gonna do is actually add the Imart icon. I think we're gonna use the icon. I think we're gonna use the icon in this circle, and I think we're going to use just the Incredibles looking one for this small version. This doesn't work because they have it on a blue background and it's blue, so it doesn't look good. I'm going to leave the white circle, and then I'm gonna add the icon inside of that as well. Come on. I should have named this video differently. Tarika struggles with auto layouts. hard mode. Trust my process. Trust it. I just want it to stop, that's all. Okay. I low-key want to remove the background so it's larger, but it's fine. I will make it 2 centimeters smaller just to appease the masses. Alright, are we good? I think we're good. Maybe. Perhaps. Cool. Then we need an actual user icon. So an actual user photo. I'm not adding a photo right now, so we're going to just 5 minutes is gone. We're just gonna find a user, find a person, find anybody, somebody, please. Okay, cool. That's a person. My person is gone. Okay. And we're gonna make this white. And I don't love the space between this, but we'll think about that a bit more. Don't know if I love that. Anyways, we do want this to feel very clean and pharmacy-ish, I think. So I think keeping that same kind of clean graphic vibe from their logo is fine. I am not sure why they have all of this extra stuff in the background for the homepage. I don't think it's necessary, but I think we can make it slightly better. Okay, so in terms of this card, we want to make it stand out against the background. Do we want to put it in the same primary blue? Is that weird? Unsure, uncertain. And then make that white. I feel like it might get too blue whitey very fast, like too copy pasty very fast. This also needs to be white because the lighter it is, the better it will scan. I don't currently have a key card thing, so I'm just gonna steal this real quick. Don't mind me. It's giving a little PriceSmart. Am I wrong? I think it's because they have the same blue. It's giving PriceSmart. Very, very PriceSmart. Okay. Alright. Now lock in with me for a second, right? Because we need to make this part lighter. I think I understand why they have the background now. We need to make this part lighter so that the QR code can be visible, unless we're gonna leave the QR code with just white on like a darker background, which to me, I don't know if I like that. I think while I debate that, I'll just go ahead and make all of these rounded. Make this one 10. This is supposed to be the scan. So scan. I fear 40 minutes is not enough. I don't know if I want. I think this is fine. I think it's fine. It's gonna have to be fine. Hello? Why did it do that? Wait. I forgot. Again, I feel like I'm just gonna struggle with all the layouts for the next 40 minutes, and I think that's fine, you know? Sometimes it's the layouts that we made along the way. Maybe? Perhaps? Okay. I'm suddenly feeling very pressured. Why am I feeling pressured? Okay, the next thing we need to do, they have three different logos. They have the website, not logos, they have three different icons, four different icons. They have the website. What do you do for that? Web? Help, internet. Help. What is this icon? Web. If I do www, surely, okay, great. Hmm, I'm thinking 45. I'm thinking next is email. I feel like these should be solid. I think they should be solid. If I just do this, does it work? It does not work. Okay. What did I just type to get that? www? Is that the filled version? Okay. Okay. Email. Okay. www. Next is Facebook. I don't think this is gonna have Facebook, right? That's a branded thing. Where do I have? I love it when plugins plug in. Like it's great. It's phenomenal. Because I was like, do I even have a plugin for that? Okay. All four of these. Sure. Tidy it up. Make it a different color. What color? I don't know. It's difficult because they have like just red and blue. The accent green is it's I don't know where this came from. Is that the accent blue? That's not the accent blue. Did I make a mistake? Did I make a boo-boo? I did make a mistake. Hold on. Why did nobody tell me that I did this? Accent blue. Yes, I need to take some time to learn Figma stuff. I can use it enough to the point where I get the job done. But I definitely need to take some time to actually learn it a bit more. When I'm gonna do that is indeed the question. When I'm gonna do that is indeed the question. But yeah. I'm not sure if I love those there. Somehow I feel like we've made this worse. We'll see. Hold on. Okay. The next thing is let me remove these in a similar way. And then detach this instance, create a component. I think I would be able to do this if I actually had, what do you call it? If I had a better grasp of the shortcuts. But I fear I don't. Okay, hold on. I'm locked in. It's fine. I'm locked in. Scan items to check their prices. This is difficult. I want this to be a different color. I want this to be a different color. But I don't want it to be overwhelming. I don't think... It is one of their core colors, I guess. But it's not like a core color. I just didn't expect to see so much of it in the app. If that makes sense, if that makes sense. What am I gonna do for this bottom thing? I think leaving it relatively light is a good call. I think graying out the ones that are not currently applicable is also a good call. To a certain extent, maybe like this, maybe a little darker for readability purposes. And then can I just do that? Did I not do it? I did not do it. Okay, hyposyllogetically. I'm thinking I may even like remove the background of it. But I'm not sure how I feel about it. So we'll see. In terms of the actual icons themselves, I want to make the highlighted one the standard blue, and I want it to be slightly more bolded so that it stands out a bit more. And I think that's like a little bit better. I think personally, even just this feels a lot more like on brand for them. I still don't like the keycard thing, and I still don't like the way that this is laid out too much. But I think we're making some sort of progress. Or maybe I just wouldn't put this here. I mean, I guess it's a marketing thing. Because I'm thinking maybe I would just put that on... What is this? I'm thinking maybe I would just put that on the... whatchamacallit page. Very descriptive, I know. On the... what do you call it? Stores page, right. I was thinking I would probably just do that, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I like these here. I feel like, first of all, they're not balanced because they're visually different. The heights for this 25 is too small. 30, 35. The email one feels visually unbalanced as well. This should be a 30, 35. Although I think it is still slightly smaller than the Facebook one. Better, not good, but better. Not good, but better. I think I may need to put this in its own separate little thing somehow. Not entirely sure how, but we'll figure it out. So we have the bar, we have the balance thing, we have this. It feels a bit flat. I'd like to add something to it to make it not feel so flat. I think we're gonna not shift the... yeah, we're gonna shift the white, and then we're gonna make this slightly lighter as well. So maybe like a 15. And then that should be better. We have the balance, that's fine. I'm going to semi-bold this, and I'm going to bold this so it stands out a bit more. We're gonna pretend like this is centered. Yeah? Okay. Yeah? Help! I think this scan items thing is also adding a lot of confusion to the page. However, I don't know. I don't think having it as a button makes sense. I feel like it needs to be something that actually like stands out a bit more. Maybe we can do it like that, where there's like that visual separation. Not entirely sure. Perhaps. And then this would need to be in a different color. I'm thinking like maybe one of the accent color. Their color palette is very difficult to work with. I will say that. So you know what? Understandable. My bad, OG. Semi-bold. It's still not the worst that I've worked with. The worst color palette I've ever worked with was black and yellow. No names called. It was the worst color palette I've ever dealt with in my life. Do not like it. Still don't like it. It looks good, don't get me wrong, like when it's done correctly, but it is very, very difficult to do. Alright, we're gonna pretend like this makes sense for now. Okay? Y'all are gonna have to pretend with me that this makes sense. Nope. Maybe. Maybe. And then we're gonna make this a slightly lighter, like a grayish color. One of them. I've abandoned my, or maybe not, just because everything else on the card is black. Or maybe I just don't want it to be filled. Sun. Maybe I don't want it to be filled. Mm, mm, undecided. This is also bothering me because some of them are filled and some of them aren't. Like the email and the Facebook is filled and then the Instagram and the web is just not. Like I feel like their solid thing works a lot better. Is there a solid Instagram? Instagram. Yeah, the 40-minute thing is not happening right here. It's not happening. Better. A lot better. 35. 40? What even is that parent size? I don't know. We can make it that blue. And then it is 35. 35. It looks weird. 38. Maybe. The scan items looks very nice. Thank you. I think it ties in their colors a bit better with like the accent green and stuff. There's no red, just because red feels like a very error-centered or like notification color. So I don't really want to add that to this page just like that. I want to change this. Web. www. This can't be the filled one. Where's the website? Where's the one with the where's this? This is the one time I think Google Icons is failing me. Sorry, material symbols plugin. Okay, wait. Maybe? Actually, I don't want y'all seeing what's on my Canva. Hold on, give me a second. Alright, we're back. Can I find one that looks like it? Web? This is what I want. This is all I want. Can I use this? Can I have it? Or this? This one is fine. Can I have it? Please? Center middle. I do not have the hex code. Please. One second. Where is it? Web. And then I can take this from on my desktop. I saved it to my desktop. It's only temporary. And drag it in. See, what would we do without plugins? Why was that so difficult? You see how much better that fits? Just because they're all like following the same like solid type vibe. Okay, well, never mind. I don't like that anymore. I take it back. I take it back. I take it back. Okay, wait. Can we make it white? And then just add a circle behind it. Doing my best, I swear. I'm doing my best, I swear. I don't know what that is and why I can't remove it. Help. Okay. Better? Worse? In between? Maybe? Perhaps. Maybe. I think Figma has a remove background thing now. I would like to use. I don't know where it is though. Is it a plugin? Actions remove background. I might be blind. And it's okay. There's only 11 minutes left, but it's fine. Let me do this as semi-bold as well. Okay. It looks more on brand. I will say that. I will say it looks more on brand. Let's semi-bold this. We can make it blue perhaps. Make this a blue as well. We will make this rounded by 10. Also maybe semi-bold or medium, semi-bold. For these we're going to round all of them. Did I not? Have I not? What is going? Trust the process. Trust it. We're getting there. I'm gonna pretend like I don't even see that. It's gonna say that with just because I fear. Is that why? Are you the problem? Okay, center this. And then I think that's slightly better. Honestly, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Like at all. I don't know if this is completely necessary, the high user thing. I think it's cute. Maybe I will leave it in the top front. Like they had. Maybe not. Undecided. But we'll keep playing around with it. For these, I think we can use a slightly lighter color. And then do the same trick with the drop shadow. Make it very light, so we'll put it at 10. Maybe a little bit darker, so there's actually a bit more contrast. So put it at... Put it at 20. And then we'll only bring it down by like 2. Or something. Then over here, I think that's pretty decent. I think the only other thing is to make these icons lighter gray instead of that color, and then to do the same thing with the date to make it medium and then make it like a slightly lighter gray color as well. Probably the same color as the icons, maybe a little bit darker actually, so that is a bit more visible. And then for this list, I am going to put this as either medium or semi-bold. I think I'm going to put it as semi-bold. I'm then going to take this and then reduce the amount of space between this to 5. And I think, no, 5 is a bit too small. 8. And then I think that's pretty much it for the shopping list. Then I'm going to come over to this new shopping list. I have 6 minutes. I could do this in 6 minutes. I might need to do minor cleanup after, but I could do this in 6 minutes. Wait, hold on. We are more capable than we think. No, I think I'm cooked. Okay, wait. Okay. Right. Send this to the back. We're gonna change this to the bluish color. or we're gonna change it to the white because I changed my mind. Then we're gonna do 20. You're 20. Gonna make this a blue because if it was green it would die. We're gonna change the X wherever she may be to a lighter gray. Not that light. Probably this color, whatever that is. Do not take anything I'm doing currently as good practice. It's not. Just, we are on a time limit, people, apparently. 10. Change this to blue. Leave that as white. Create a new list. We need a placeholder. I forgot about placeholders. Placeholders are very important. Enter, or just like list name, or just name. And then we're gonna make this like that color, and I want this to be slightly lighter as well. 5 minutes, lock in, people. I might even add some branding to that a bit later. Okay, wait, hold on. I forgot about the entire background of the app. Alright, this is what we're gonna do. Trust my process. We're gonna add an auto layout to this. We're gonna add an auto layout to this. We're not gonna add an auto layout to that. That is not on the page, apparently. No, we're gonna add an auto layout. No, we're not gonna add an auto layout. You see, I am going to group all of these. I'm going to copy it. No. Help. Okay, wait. Okay. Am I tripping? Alright, we're gonna put it over here. Delete this. Control C, Control V. We're gonna add our overlay. We're gonna add our overlay, and that's gonna be black. I think I had it at like 20. I have 3 minutes. I can do this. And center that. Okay. Hyposyllogetically. Center that. Maybe a little less. And then center it. Okay. Hyposyllogetically. I think that's fine. Then the last thing. Oh, the coupons. Oh, the coupons. I fear. 3 minutes. I fear. Okay, so this is one instance where we can actually use red, right? So what I'm going to do, the selected tab is going to be that blue. The background for this is going to be the red. Then this is also going to be in red. Then the next thing I'm going to do is make this text white. If I could find the text, that would be great. I'm also going to bold it a bit, so semi-bold. We love a good semi-bold. I'm going to bold this a bit, semi-bold. We love a good semi-bold. Okay, great. I want this to be rounded, so we're gonna put this as a good 10. I feel like that's a good measure. And then over here, we're also gonna put this as a good 10, also a good measure. And then we're going to come down here. We're gonna round our coupon. This is gonna be a 20, probably. Then we're gonna round some of the stuff on the inside as well. So this is going to be a 20. I want it. No, that's not what I meant to select. This is going to be a 20. No, not a 20. This is going to be a 10. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to change this color while I have it selected. Make that a red. Change the text. Make that white. change the text to be a semi-bold and then maybe a bold. And maybe I do want to have it like that or something, perhaps. Then the next thing we're gonna do is probably put this in the same color as this card key thing over here. Then for the background, we're gonna add a bit of a drop shadow. We're gonna leave the drop shadow as is for now. We're going to add a border as well. So add a stroke. We're going to change that color to red. Make it 2. Yes. We want it to be dashed. We want it to have, there's a way to do this. Here, 10, 5, maybe, and then I don't know if I want it as 1 or 2. I think I want it as 2. I don't know if I like the border. Is this where we go plus 15? I think this is where we go plus 15. I feel like in 15 minutes, I should be able to mostly have this done. Because we only have 8 seconds left anyways. Ah, brother, this guy stinks. Okay. I'm not even on the correct page to be comparing things to. Alright. What we're gonna do is we're going to reset this. And we're gonna change this. I'm gonna say 20. I'm gonna say 20 minutes. And I'm gonna put it in a mini thingy. And put the mini thingy over here. Okay. Now I'm going to remove this. I'm not going to remove that. I'm going to get the Imart logo, which is somewhere over here. Somewhere over here, somewhere over here, somewhere over here. Why did I close this? Okay. Yeah. The only thing about this is I would prefer if it did not have a background. Does this one have a background? They all have backgrounds. Okay, watch me struggle for another 20 minutes. It's fine. Remove. No, don't remove. How does one do this? I want this background gone. Terribly. But if I can't remove it, then I might just leave it with like rounded borders. But for now, we'll leave it like that. There's too much red. I don't like how much red there is. Maybe the $2 off can just be black. No, maybe this can just be green. I don't know, but I don't like how much red there was. Then the clip coupon button, maybe that should be green instead. Maybe we change the green back to red. Perhaps we round the image as well. 10. Dangerously low prices. LOL. I love it. Dangerously low prices. Maybe a dangerously low discount, but I don't know. What am I doing? Help! Why did you suggest this? Why did you suggest for a very stressed individual to do this to themselves? I feel like you should be held legally liable. or something. Do we like this? I don't know. We like it more than that, that's for sure. I don't know if we like it though. There's a difference between liking it more comparatively and actually liking it, and I'm not sure I actually like it. I like it more comparatively. Ma'am, I don't work here. Do I need the discount coupon thing? What if we just said no? No, I think we need it. Or at least strongly recommend it. I don't like the background. I can't remember how to remove the background. Google isn't helpful. Surely there's a plugin. Background remover. Wasn't there like beautiful, wonderful, phenomenal even? There was something else I wanted in the background off of you. Alright, well that's running because we don't have time to dilly-dally to Skylark. I'm gonna move this down a bit just because I don't love the way that it looks. This should also be rounded if everything else is rounded, so we're gonna put that as a calm little 10. Maybe even a 5. Perhaps a 5. This one I might reduce it to 15 or to a 10 as well. Just so that it looks a little bit better lining up over there. And then this one I might reduce to like an 8. And I think that might help with some of the weird roundedness. Then I'm gonna add a bit more space between these two. Maybe like a 20. Maybe not a 20. Maybe do I need, I don't know. I'm gonna change this to white. I'm not struggling, you're struggling. Okay. The only thing I don't like about this is that both of them look button shaped and they're not both buttons, if that makes sense. So maybe like a gradient or something, but I think that partially looks a bit ugly. Maybe just because it's too dark. Does that make it look more or less button shaped? I'm not sure. But it's there. Right. We have 3 coupons. That's fine. Something I need to do for this one is also add a thing so that there's a differentiator, a drop shadow, so there's a differentiator. I'm gonna put this at -4. Maybe -2. Increase the blur to 6 and then reduce this to 10. Perhaps. I might bring it down a bit more. Just leave it as a 0. No. -1. Maybe 15. Just so there's actually some sort of differentiation. Maybe. Not sold on it. But yes. I think this is better. It's not great, but it's better. I think I'm going to remove the drop shadow from the entire thing. I can't find the drop. Am I tripping? Was it? There's a very suspicious drop shadow that's still dropping. Okay. Okay. Is this the main component? What is the main component? Go to main component. Okay, the main component is still over there for some reason. Why? Not sure. Detach instance, delete the two of these, copy it again, and paste it twice. I think something I might end up doing. I'm gonna change the title of this stream. Tarika struggles with auto layouts or struggles with Figma for 3 hours straight. Okay. I'm gonna change the outline. I'm gonna make an executive decision and change the outline so that it's not that very jarring red. I understand what they were trying to do and I respect them for it, but I don't think we're gonna do it for our version of the app. I also like the slightly less bolded thing. I was supposed to create a component. I did not create a component. So I'm now gonna copy this again. Tidy it up. It is tidy. Add an auto layout, and then we're gonna move it behind the navigation bar. Okay, how do we feel about this? Do we feel like this is better? I feel like it's better. Is my opinion irrelevant? Am I gaslighting myself into thinking I haven't just wasted the past 3 hours? I'm going to also make this a gray, I think, and make it medium, and then make this also medium. I think this is a lot better. This random purple never made sense to me. I think it's a lot better. Another thing I was considering doing is actually adding like an outer kinda, what do you call it? Like a background container to capture all of these coupons inside of the container. But I'm also still a bit indecisive about that as well. So nope. I like it a bit better when it's like that. Do we like, how are we feeling? I am not sold on this image unavailable thing at all. At all. Let me see. Image. It could be the weight of it, because it does feel very chunky. Image. It does feel very, very chunky to me. Did I scroll past it? There's this. There's the camera. No photos, please. Better or worse? Thinner. How are we feeling? How do we feel about this as a concept? Better or worse? I'm just not sure that I like the style of like the Google icon for this. I'm thinking I may need to get something different. I also think this needs to be a little bit shorter as well, just to add a little bit more space in between it. I think I need to make this red slightly darker, but ever so slightly darker, just to make it, you know, readable. But there's still something about this I don't like, and I'm not sure why or what. It could be that in my brain I really do want the background to be the grayish part and then have the coupons be lighter. So adding like some level of padding to this. I only have 5 minutes. I forgot there was a timer running. My bad. But something like this, and then have the actual coupons themselves be pure white. I lied. I prefer the other way. Maybe just make them like a smidge darker. Maybe. Just make them like a smidge. Or, hear me out, not too dark, but just like a slightly darker gradient. I lied. I don't like that. And then make this like 2 centimeters darker. Maybe. Perhaps. I personally think it's a little bit better. I want this to be a gray as well, and then I want the image not available to be slightly more medium. And then the clip coupon I think should be bold instead of semi-bold. And the discount coupon is very large. The clip coupon doesn't feel very large. Should I make it smaller? I think it's fine. Perhaps. I think this is an improvement. Is it great? No. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Improvement? Yes. Yes, definitely. Okay. Where are we? How are we? Who are we? Why are we? When are we? Reset. So we currently have the splash screen. Cool. This was where we started with the rewards thing. This feels very plain and boring. I don't like it. I'm going to be very upfront with you. I don't like it. What is it that I need to change about it? Not sure. It just feels very lackluster. And I do kind of partially understand why they have a bit of a background because it is a very empty application. But at the same time, I don't know. Like, at the same time, I feel like it could be done a bit better. Maybe we need to steal what they have, but make it a bit better. But I also only have 2 minutes. So am I going to be that adventurous right now? I don't know. Unsure. What are we thinking? I don't know. I don't know if I love it. I don't know if I am on board. Maybe we make a gradient between their accent blue and I don't eh, definitely not that. Maybe swap them. Does that feel better? I think we can use like a variation of the accent blue. So where it's dark enough that it still feels like this main blue, but still somehow good enough, you know? Up here feels empty. It feels unbalanced. There's something about it that I'm not fully on board with. But I can't put my finger on it either. This I want to be a lighter gray, I think. This should be about medium, and then this should be semi-bold, I think. Semi-bold or medium? If we do semi-bold, we need to add more space between. I think medium, and then add a bit more space between regardless. And then put that in the center. How do we feel about this? Time is up. So anything else I want to change or fix will have to be done at a later date. I don't know if I like the feel of this though. Oh, maybe I do like it a little bit better like that. I don't know. Anyways. Ah, wow. Okay. That was a lot to process. Maybe, perhaps, the rewards app is the friends we made along the way. Do we like that? I think that adds something to it, so it's not so empty. Branding. When in doubt, add a logo. Said no one ever. Anyways, okay, this is where we're gonna leave it because I like my bed and I would like to be in it. So, I think to sum it up, wait, let me do a whole thing. Let me do the thing. I don't have this set up actually. Wait, let me set it up and then let me do the thing. Come on. iPhone Pro Max, Black Titan for the prototype. Oh, it is set up from the previous thing. Okay, that's fine. I need this to be here. I need this to lead here. And then this to lead here. Just so that we can go through the full thing. Okay. Should I do like a whole let's just remind us where we started type vibe? How does one disconnect these? Cool. Alright. Okay, people. This is where we started with the Imart app. This is where we started with the Imart app. I still think that for where we ended, we didn't do the full thing, but for where we ended, I feel like we have made something that already feels a bit more cohesive, a bit more on brand. But this is what we started with, and am I capable of doing this? That's not where we ended. This is where we ended. one more time, and this is where we ended. So I don't think it's the best thing in the world. I do think that I did a better job of using their brand colors. It feels a bit more on theme. It feels a bit more cohesive, for lack of better words. There are some things that I still would like to play around with and change that I don't particularly love right now, but I think we're gonna leave that for another day. For right now, I think that even just this improvement with the even just this improvement with the creating a new list user flow, like not having to press save and then accept in order to close, or not having to press accept in order to close the popover, I think is already a huge win. The app feels a bit more visually cohesive. It feels like it is very Imart branded. The classic blue and red is being used. The Everything just feels a little bit more, there's no random colors that aren't in the branding kit. Um, and then we have some minor improvements, for example, with the image not available. I should just close these other two things so that I can do my final wrap up properly. Hold on. Right. So I think we did some things better in terms of the whole image not available warning, allowing people to see that the images are not available instead of having to like guesstimate what's supposed to be there. I think this makes things a lot better. I could split tab this. I forgot about that. Hold on. I'm a professional. Right. Now we're gonna do this again properly. Cool. All right, lock in. So this is where we started, and this is where we ended. Over here, we have the introductory page with the Imart Rewards landing screen, and over here is the final one that we came up with. I don't particularly love the one that we have, but it does feel a lot more on brand. It does feel a lot more tied to the Imart brand. It has the colors, it has a bit more of a cleaner UI. Some things make a bit more sense. For example, this scan icon wasn't particularly clear at first because we thought that this was saying, oh, we're currently on the car key page. Apparently, it is something where you can scan the items to either check the prices or add them to the list or something along those lines. So we made that a bit more visually clear. On the next page, we have the shopping list. We made everything a bit more cohesive, everything a bit more sleek, made sure that there was no random preamble text, made sure that the button to create a new list was more evident. And then in terms of the creating a new list layout, previously, first of all, they had some colors that were off-brand, which would have been the purple, not a mark color at all, blue, red, green, that's it. Purple is not an Imart color, so this is very off-brand. I can tell that they probably made this with like Flutter or something because that pinkish color looks very familiar. And we also improved the actual flow because when you press save, it does not close and save the thing. It just saves it and then you have to press accept to close it. Or if you open this by accident, you just have to press accept to exit, which is not a completely clear flow. So we've changed that. We've made it one clear flow where we have the close button, or when we click save, it will close automatically. That's our thought process. And then we skipped some of these pages for today and we landed on the coupon. We landed on the coupon page. So some things that we would have improved here is removed a lot of the extra clutter. For example, this arrow that doesn't really do anything. The Imart Pharmacy, which feels a bit redundant when you already have the logo on it. We made sure that we're clear about when images are not available so it doesn't look like we're just missing spaces. And then we just try to clean up everything so that it feels a bit more cohesive and looks a bit more, put together. I think overall we've done a pretty good job personally of tidying up some things. There are some areas where I would still like to improve. There are some areas where if I had more time, I know I would refine this into a lot more of a clean user interface. And even the coupons thing, this should look like the shopping's list thing, but because we ran out of time, we're just gonna say we're gonna pretend like it looks like this, you know? But yeah, that is about it for our iMart redesign. Let me put these here. Yeah, that's about it for Imart Redesign. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciated everybody who came in, said hi, watched, made their comments, tried to help me or left me in the middle of trying to fail with auto layouts, but I digress. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed it, if you liked the way that the final design turned out, because it's not really final. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.